Hello Desiree, it's so lovely to see you today. And you have been wrapping for the last 3 or 4 weeks, right?
Yes, I have.
And why were we wrapping you? Can you tell me?
You're wrapping me because it supports the belly and my back, and also protects the baby somehow because it's an additional layer, and it just feels really good.
One of the things I noticed when I first started suggesting that we should wrap you in your last 4 weeks of pregnancy was because there was a lot of gas accumulating in your large intestine and in some of the small intestine, just pushing your uterus forward, and the baby was tending to go into the occipital posterior position. So I said, let's give some support to your abdomen so that we tighten up the sides, so that the colon is restricted a little bit. So it discourages the buildup of gas and bloating. And I was amazed, even after just 1 week of wrapping, all that distension from here went away. And you actually look amazingly neat and so compact. And you're 39 weeks pregnant.
Yes,
and if you look around, you can't even say you're pregnant from the back, which is amazing. So, and the wonderful thing was that last night I examined you, and I noticed that your baby is actually occipital anterior now. So the baby's back is here, so it's stabilized. So all of this hugging and the warmth of the wrap has stabilized the baby's presentation in your abdomen into a more optimal position, which is exactly what we want. So I'm just going to demonstrate how to do the wrap so that other mothers can kind of use the same method. So would you mind if we wrap you?
No, I don't mind.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just going to hold it firmly as by your rib cage.
We hold the cotton cloth, which is very firm, just underneath the rib cage, and this is where we need you to turn around. Turn. So it's well clear of your blouse, and we're just supporting the rib cage quite firmly because the baby is nowhere near the rib cage. And then as we go a bit lower down, we reduce the tension in the cloth. Remember, it's only cloth. It's not elastic. So we can just wrap you gently now and just give your baby a little bit of gentle support. Incidentally, in Japan, in a sacred good childbirthing temple, they also wrap pregnant mothers from 28 weeks onwards, which is amazing. And then we are wrapping her beautifully and snugly. And then when we come to the end of this, you do a couple of safety pins. You can drop your hands down. These safety pins are just to hold it in place. They don't really go all the way through. What really holds this garment in place, the wrap in place, is once again the wonderful, elegant garment designed by Bo Peeps, which goes around the abdomen. So that's like a beautiful wrap, and it's warm and it's quite fashionable really. And then we just secure it at the level which is comfortable for you. There are 3 rows, so you know that you can take it where you want it. So you can secure it.
Yep.
It takes just 10 seconds to put these hooks on. It's very easy to apply, as you can see. And it's a very soft, beautiful elastic which gives just a tiny little bit of support to the bump and helps the baby to stay in place and discourages the colon from just running away with itself and getting all bloated. And that's what I'd like you to wear. And you pull your own shirt over it so you can go anywhere. And how does it feel on your back, Desiree?
Great. Yeah, it supports the good posture, and you feel a bit like a shell, a shellfish. You feel really strong and protected.
Does it give you enough mobility? Can you bend down?
Yeah, everything.
You can do everything.
Yeah.
We have a few questions to ask you as well.
Okay.
Can we carry on?
Sure.
Desiree, you're 39 weeks.
Yes, I know. Baby is due next week.
I'm so happy. And you look lovely.
Thank you. Thank you, Gowri.
So we noticed that you needed to be wrapped because we wanted to discourage the buildup of gas in the colon and the small intestine. And you started wrapping a few weeks ago. How did you feel about the wrapping?
Oh, I feel great since I do your wrapping. My whole back and the belly is much more supported. And also I feel that the baby is more protected through this additional layer. And it just feels snug and warm, especially that it's so cold outside right now. And I'm so happy about that. I feel much better than without.
And you also have the baby moving quite normally and naturally, right?
Yes, but it's less now. You know, the kicking is not so extreme anymore.
Oh, that's important because that means the baby then stabilizes into the optimal fetal position.
Yeah.
Because originally we noticed that one day the baby was occipito-posterior, another day it was occipito-anterior. But now it's consistently occipito-anterior because the baby has found a comfortable position and is very content to stay there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so happy about that because I think especially that it is my second pregnancy, I think everything is more loose and more spacious. So now that it's more hold together, I think the baby feels more secure and more snug.
Gorgeous.
And stays in one position and not turning around too much.
And you also mentioned that what really helped you was a few dietary guidelines. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, you told me that I should avoid any sugar, any wheat, any gluten. And since I'm doing that, I feel much better. I feel really so light, light and fresh and active. And it gives me lots of energy.
Perfect. Okay, so what are the sweet things you would have?
I would have a bit of agave syrup or maple syrup.
How many teaspoons?
Maybe just 1 teaspoon.
Right.
In the yogurt or in the goat's milk, in the porridge.
Perfect, perfect. So you're quite careful and restricted.
Yes.
In the amount of sugary substances that you have. And that's really amazing because there's no fermentation in the gut. The wrap is containing the intestines and helping you to be calm, comfortable, snug, and most of all, a very comfortable back.
Yes.
As you turn around, you can see the back is very well supported by the wrapping and the wonderful wrap, the Bo Peeps wrap. It looks amazing.
Thank you. It feels amazing.
Yeah, and you're quite supple. You were showing us how you did a kind of a downward movement and onto the floor.
Squat.
And you feel amazingly gorgeous. That's great. You're very supple, much more supple than people who are not pregnant.
I feel really good. It's like a armor or like a shell of a shellfish. You
Gorgeous.
know,
You feel
really,
snug.
I feel snug and
Perfect. Now, Desiree, I've got one more question to ask you. You are a qualified yoga teacher.
yes.
And therefore, can you tell us a little bit about yoga for pregnancy and what you think is appropriate?
Yeah, it's important that you don't over-exercise. Some teachers, some pregnancy yoga teachers, they do too many strong movements, and that's dangerous in pregnancy because everything is very elastic and you can overstretch your muscles. So smaller is better. So the little micro movements, which we also learned in your classes with Francois Friedman, are much more helpful than any big, powerful exercises.
So basically the micro movements are to help you specifically to prepare you for birth.
Yes.
So they're birthing exercises.
Yeah, there are more birthing exercises and relaxing, which relaxes the muscles instead of tighten them.
Yeah.
So that's it's better as for a birth preparation.
For the mechanics of allowing the baby to just slide out of your body.
Yes, and mainly the breathing exercises are very important.
And what would be the focus on the breathing?
The out breath is the main thing. You give birth on the out breath.
Ah, that's fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I look forward to being with you when you're giving birth.
Yes, me too. Very soon.
Gorgeous.